How are you dealing with that?
It's just patiently waiting. I thought we'd be almost a weekend by now, but just patiently waiting.
And you'll go home today?
Yeah, gonna wait to see kind of where her symptoms are at. I've got some meetings and whatnot here first, so just after that's over, see where her symptoms is at, and if she has any, then certainly we'll go back.
Do you have to look at inducing before you go to Mexico, or would there be a point where you would just say, "Hey, I'm not going to go to Mexico, and I'm just going to stay here with her"?
I'm going to let her make the choice, and we've had that choice, and I think that we've chosen to kind of let things naturally happen whenever they do.
Thoughts on the news this weekend regarding the lawsuit?
Nothing regarding the lawsuit. The injunction. The injunction, yes. We remain very confident in our case for December 1st. We're confident in it. We feel like facts are on our side, and I think if you listen to the judges, even they mentioned that we might be in pretty good shape.
There is a possibility you guys realistically could have to run as open teams. What does that mean for you guys when you look at the landscape?
Same as what we said in December, is that we're committed to run this season open if we have to, even before they decided on the injunction. So we're going to race and fulfill all of our commitments no matter what. We're here to race. Our team's going to be here for the long haul, and we're confident of that.
Are you worried about losing drivers? Because if you're not chartered by the end of the season, you would think that other teams could try to get their drivers.
I got so much to worry about. I'm not, I'm not focused on that particularly right this second. No.
You've got a strategy where you can either go to the appeal to the 15 panel full court of the fourth, or you can go to the Supreme Court. Have you talked to your attorneys about what those options are and what the next move is?
Yeah, we're looking at all options right now.
What is the message for the employees? Because it's easy as anybody in a situation like this where it becomes maybe a little more real, the possibility of going to an open situation. It's easy to think worst case scenario for the future. And it's like, okay, is that less money? What does that do for the organization? What does that do for me if I have a job there? And suddenly that can create a lot of tension or concern. How do you address that, or what have you addressed that with your people? Because I'm sure that's a question that's been asked.
Yeah, we've been very transparent with all of our employees during the entire process, and really every time something comes along, we communicate that before it becomes public. So we've been very transparent, and one of the things that we've remained steadfast in saying is that nothing will change in their lives, and we're going to make sure that everyone's taken care of, and everyone should plan on work as scheduled.
Was this a surprise to you, this ruling, based on how the judges reacted in the hearing? Did you expect this?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I've never listened in on an appeal before. I did certainly, they mentioned, that we're not here to rule on the case. We're just here to kind of rule on this narrow injunction, and they ruled the way they did. So we'll, again, that's just such a small part of the entire litigation. So I'm not deterred at all that we're in good shape.
Do you have any clarity on what will happen to the charter that you bought from Stuart Haas?
Don't know. Yeah, we don't know anything about that quite yet. So whatever it is, we're gonna just do whatever they tell us to do.
Do you have to owe past money, because if they take the charters, do you have to owe for the last 14 races in terms of revenue?
I don't know. Truthfully, don't know.
What kind of money, is the difference between, there's a lot of speculation, but what kind of money is running without a charter versus running with a charter? And I know you can't give us an exact. Tens of millions?
Yeah, tens of millions.
For a 3-car team?
Yes.
Okay.
And do you feel like you're doing this not only for your team, but like the future of the sport and other people that are in your shoes?
I've said that from the very beginning, and certainly am very confident come this winter things will change.
You've talked about before, like, it's frustrating, you can't believe you're in this spot. And as this continues to play out, as the frustration just continue to grow, that this is still ongoing and you're in this?
Yes and no. I mean, certainly when you have these little tiny battles amongst, you got the bigger litigation, it's really hard to win everything. And we were on a path to doing that. but certainly feel like, you know, what we care about is what happens in December and making sure that our case is heard, and it will be.
It's almost like racing for a championship, right?
It's very similar.
But you always do well in drama, so this is the year you're going to win the championship.
That'd be awesome. It certainly would be. It would cap off a fantastic season if everything plays out how I'm planning.
Baby, lawsuit, championship, all in the same year, man.
Couldn't get much better.
What was his reaction when, have you talked to him, and what did he have to say?
He just remains very confident, just like I do. And the lawsuit itself, and certainly, you know, the misconstruement is from, you know, news articles that post a headline about the lawsuit, and this is the injunction of the lawsuit. So it's two very different things. So a little frustrated with that, but I mean, it doesn't matter. The facts are the facts, and they'll come out in December.
Denny, if Jordan goes into labor tomorrow, does Corey get the nod to drive, or
Ryan's the backup? Yeah,
Stick with Ryan?
I've been talking with him. He's been working in the sim to, you know, get acclimated. I was worried about him reaching my pedals first of all, but it sounds like he fits fine. If they had it overnight to adjust it, you know, if that's the case, if I get called tonight, they'll be able to move the pedals back to make it all, you know, fit right for him. But overall, we're basically the same kind of body size, so he'll take over.
And could you leave during the race? I mean, would you? Or
yeah, I mean, it just depends on the urgency of it. But I'm going to leave the call entirely up to her.
Would you skip Mexico altogether if you had to?
If I had to, yes. Yeah.
You won in Mexico way back. Does that matter? Like, I know it's different car, different course, but does that win?
I recognize a few of the corners. I mean, as I'm running it, I'm like, yeah, remember this, remember that. Certainly, there's some different parts of the track that we didn't get to run, but overall, it feels pretty straightforward to me. Not much to it. I think there's a bunch of passing zones. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this one.
My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel partner of Frontstretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Frontstretch fans can use promo code Frontstretch to save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. Sign up for our Stay Rewarded program to get even more savings. With My Place Hotels, don't just stay rewarded.
Steven Stumpf of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.